What if the most powerful moments don't announce themselves? What if they arrive slowly, quietly, until one day you realize you're standing in the middle of history? Because right now, something extraordinary is happening around BTS. Not in one headline, not in one chart, but across weeks, months, and years of unwavering presence. And it starts with consistency. The kind that's almost impossible to maintain. Let's talk about Jin. For 34 consecutive weeks, Jin has been chosen. Not once, not occasionally. 34 weeks in a row, fans returned to the same name in Idol Picks weekly poll and said, "This is the one." In the first week of January alone, over 51,000 picks secured his place at number 1, again. And when votes were added up over a 2-week period, nearly 128,000 voices aligned behind him. That collective devotion earned Jin his 170th electronic Billboard reward, lighting up one of Seoul's busiest intersections near Lotte Avenue. Think about that for a moment. These aren't charts controlled by radio. They aren't trophies decided behind closed doors. They're physical spaces in a real city, turned into monuments of appreciation. And that wasn't all. Jin was also crowned Best Artist of December, extending his dominance to 5 consecutive months at the top. Month after month, as trends shifted and new names emerged, Jin's presence never wavered. But what makes this era truly emotional is what's happening behind the visuals. As a solo artist, Jin's voice has been traveling the world in ways that numbers struggle to explain. Don't Say You Love Me has now surpassed 770 million streams on Spotify. A song that feels intimate, almost fragile, yet powerful enough to be replayed hundreds of millions of times. His album Echo crossed 1 billion cumulative streams, proving that this wasn't a single moment. It was a body of work people chose to stay with. And when Jin stood at the 40th Golden Disc Awards to receive the Male Popularity Award, it wasn't just recognition, it was confirmation. That quiet loyalty can be louder than hype. But while Jin's name continues to glow across cities, another story has been unfolding across continents. Jimin. Jimin's journey on Billboard doesn't move in bursts, it endures. His song Who has now spent 72 weeks on the Billboard Global 200 chart. That's over a year of continuous global presence. No other K-pop solo song has ever done that. Not once. Not ever. And just when it seemed impossible to extend that run further, Who climbed again on the global, excluding US, chart, now holding strong for 76 weeks. Another record, another first. What makes this even more remarkable is how it was achieved. No headline-making collaborations. No Western features. No shortcuts. Just Jimin's voice, emotion, and artistry, carrying the song week after week across borders. And if that wasn't enough, his album Muse continues to carve out its own place in history. It has now spent 77 consecutive weeks on Billboard's World Albums chart, reaching number 1 8 separate times. No other K-pop solo album has ever accomplished this. Even when Billboard looked back on the year, Who stood alone, ranking on the Hot 100 year-end review as the only non-collaborative K-pop solo song to make the list. 2 members, 2 solo paths, both redefining what longevity looks like. And now, everything is about to come together. After 3 years and 9 months, BTS has finally revealed the title of their 5th full-length album, Arirang, a word that carries generations within it. A melody rooted in Korean history, passed down through longing, separation, and love. By choosing this title, BTS isn't just naming an album. They're telling a story about where they come from and what they've carried with them all along. The album will feature 14 tracks, each expected to reflect their identity, their memories, and the emotions that connect them to people around the world. Longing, deep affection, a sense of home that transcends language. This isn't about chasing trends, it's about returning to the core. And then comes the stage. Starting in April, BTS will launch a world tour of unprecedented scale, 79 shows across 34 cities, the largest in K-pop history. They'll enter multiple stadiums across the United States, expand further into Japan and the Middle East, and introduce 360-degree stage production designed to surround the audience in sound, movement, and emotion. This is not just a tour, it's a statement. So when you look at the moment BTS is standing in right now, Jin's unwavering reign, Jimin's record-breaking endurance, and a group comeback rooted in identity, you start to understand something. This isn't about 1 week. It's not about one chart. It's about trust built over time, about music that stays, about a name people keep choosing, even when the noise fades. And maybe that's the most powerful part of all.